Hi all, welcome to second episode of Black Sea Sailing. Second episode is Love Sea Sailing. Force 5, Force 6. Local break works really well. He doesn't mind how strong it blows.
Yeah.
It was big seas, okay? Aggressive waves.
Hey, Disco.
Of course the videos don't really show the size of the waves, since cameras flatten the seas. It was big. Welcome to Balkan Shipyards. So this is our new place, guys. Here's the Avaya 3025. There's the Ama. And so we're getting ready for winter fiberglass in. So I put in a new pocket rocket. Put on plastic on all the windows, on the door, and a huge plastic wall. And then this is a double door. Let's get through. And here's the workshop itself, the cold section. Make or break is up there. That's the boat that's cruising in this video. It's a real good cruiser. Basically this film is about hardcore sailing, rough sea sailing, serious sailing, cruising, Black Sea sailing. The first 2 days, Sarajevo, sailing down to Achtopol.
Black Sea sailing.
6 o'clock. Made it to Achtopol beach, and this is the navigation we did today. So this I copied off the internet, of satellite image, and I put in a plastic bag so it stays dry. So we left Sarajevo, and we were beating hard against the south wind, and we're here now. This is Achtopol, the town. We came into here, and town's over there. We'll go check it out. Was a good sail. I like doing this, okay, because I don't use GPS, and we're beach hunters, okay? On a monohull, when I used to cruise on a monohull and I had heavy anchors and chain and stuff and a big fat keel under me, then I was a bay hunter. But ever since I've been sailing multi-hulls, Proas, I've become a beach hunter, and I hunt for beaches. So a bay is not enough. I wanted to have a beach. I want a sandy beach. So I open up on the net, Google satellite image, and then I draw the map, a detailed map of the area where I'm going to sail, and then the beaches I mark them out with lines like this, okay? So here's a beach, beaches. Leaving Achtopol, back to Sarajevo. It was hard beating out of there because the wind was a northeast and it was on the nose, and we were beating our way out, and we really did a good job, and the waves were big. We got out and then we headed north. Break. Pulled him close. We're going on board. We're going out for sail. This is eye view of him. Dagger board, compass. And we're going out. It's low now. We'll load him and just wait for the wind to die. The minute the wind dies, just attach him. Scout out to there. Going out their way and heading north. Good wind today. Heading north to Kitten, choppy sea, probably force 5, strong wind. The bows, look at them work, they're beautiful, they rise to every wave, there's no problems over here. The rake and the flare really lift these bows. The hatches in the front, they don't leak at all, and I'm very, very pleased with Maple Lake. First reef, sailing into the made it to Kitten. There we are on the beach. Kitten behind me, Rimorsko to the north. That's where we were about a week ago, on that beach. So here's the boat, let's go over some details. So you can see the water line, the dirty line, because he's been in the water for quite a few days now. That's where I designed it to be, about half height of the armor, and the paint job just goes above it. 80 style. I'll tie it on over here when I'm not using it. It hooks into here. That pin, that metal pin over there, comes in here. And the lanyard gets hooked onto these links over here. Just hook it on and it works really well. So lashings, wooden wedges, tighten the lashings on this side. Over there I use frappings to tighten them up. You can see the frappings under, and they really tighten stuff up nicely. I got 2 diagonal 6mm ropes that I use lanyards again, and I tighten them until the boat is square. So I would measure from bow to bow on 2 diagonals, and I get the squareness, and then that's how I tighten my lanyards to square it all up. There's a dagger, goes 70 centimeters into the sea, 70 down by 30. So it's about, I don't remember, 2 or 3% of my sail area. These guys, they 4mm poplar ply, very thin, and then I just got small pieces of spruce over here on the 2 sides, and I put a batten in. And what holds them in place is actually only cable ties, really simple cable ties. They're screwed in the middle, and from there on it's only cable ties. I've got chocks over here on both sides. There's always chocks, so they stop movement this way, that way. These guys are screwed in everywhere because the 80 scale is pulling on this thing, so there's a lot of action over here. So this is bolted in heavy, seriously. I just use galvanized screws. I don't use stainless. I use whatever. This bungee gets the head stay out of the way. This is the back stay. Here's the head stay. It pulls it nice like this, so the head stay can't catch the sail, can't get in front of the sail. So the sail is always between the mast and the head stay, free to work. Because if the head stay gets in the other side, it can stop you on a shunt. It can catch, and it bites onto the stay and it won't shunt. I've had these problems, and this is the solution. Works very well. So I just got small bushings over here, ones, so it can slide easier, you know, and it really works nice. This is my shunting rope, my endless line I call it, and it pulls the rig fore and aft and it holds it down in place. So if I get backwinded, it can't lift up, so this rig never comes down. Even in the case of backwinding, this boat keeps on sailing forward, and you just jibe back into Pacific mode, and the rig doesn't come down. It's just fine with it. And what prevents it coming down is that I cleat it into that's my sheet cleat. So the front sheet cleat is not working because I'm on the back. I'm using the back sheet, so I use that cleat for holding the yard in place, pulling it down on deck. And that's the business over here. It's actually a pretty simple boat. Works very well. I'm pleased. It's a slow Proa, but it's built for cruising and for load carrying. So it's got it's a very wide Vaka. It's a 127. We bashed into some rocks a few weeks ago, a week ago. So it doesn't matter. It's all good. That's what cruising's about, eh? It's clonking into the odd rock here and there, I suppose. The yellow line pulls the dagger down, so you just pull and cleat it, and that holds your dagger down. This holds your dagger up. Once the dagger is up, so the bungee pulls it over and it wedges it, so it doesn't go down. That's for beaching, but otherwise the only line that's working over here is the yellow line, unless I'm running, and then I'll pick it up and wedge it. And that's it. I mean, 80 Scal's an amazing tool. You can see over here how all the paint's gone. That's because when we beach him, I just drive him. I drive until I run up onto the beach. So the 80 Scal, he's lagging on the bottom of the sea, and the paint has got sanded off, but it's a good tool. It works really well. Here's lashings again. 3mm rope, nothing fancy. 3mm rope, and what have we got over here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 lashings and 4 flappings, and then just half hitches. Just a bunch of about 4 half hitches. Lock it in place. I've never had problems with my lashings. Never ever has the lashing come apart. Never ever had to tighten the lashing. Here's the lanyard of the 80 Scal, and you click this onto this link. There's my compass. It moves to the other side. There's the 2 paddles of the junk rig. I don't need more than that. One paddle, the yellow one, erects the yard, pulls the yard up and tight to the big batten of the junk, the top one, which would be a yard. And then I call this the yard of the shank, because it's a spar that's holding the sail. The spar that holds the sail, that is a mobile spar that moves on deck, is not a mast anymore. It's a yard, like a lateen rig has a yard and a mast. This is a lateen rigged shunting junk. So the yellow line erects the junk rigs, the junk rig yard. It pulls it close to the shank yard, the blue one. And the blue line over there pulls the throat, which would be the first, the connection at the top of the 3 battens, the 1, 2 and 3 battens at all at the top. It pulls them close, and that's how you eliminate creases. Heading south. There's Kitten. We were in that bay last night. Full junk rig. At the moment 10, 11 knots. Good wind. Boat in swim. Sailing well. Dagger board half down, don't need much. We're heading for a beach somewhere over there. Tails flying off, looking good. The two different bows on this boat, working well in tandem. On the nose, coming from the south, hitting hard. Let's shunt. One hand shunt, one hand on the camera. Opa. Okay, shunted. So that was pulling endless line, now sheet. Both heads up into the wind. Okay, ready to go. Moving off. Black Sea sailing. Full cruising mode, make or break, and this is what we carry. It's a heavy boat, so inside there's two life jackets, the orange one and the black one, and I've got a ganj, a sleeping bag over there, another sleeping bag on this side, and a spare rudder. This is an oar that I can put down on my lee side, and it takes the boat off the wind, so you can use it. It works. It's not great. I'm not really happy with it, but it works okay. So I kept it. I can use it. Otherwise, what do we take? For a tent, I take 6 liters of water minimum. That's 4 bottles of 1.5 liters. This is a North Hill anchor. This is a great anchor. This thing, it holds in all conditions. Even in sand, In mud it probably won't hold very well, but in sand it bites, and on rocks it bites, and in shingle it bites, and this anchor bites. I really like it. It's left over from my yacht, Baby Mana, 22 footer mono, and I kept this anchor. I really like it. Got about 3 meters of chain and 10mm nylon rod. That's all clothes and food and stuff. I don't know what that is over there in those black bags. I got my charts. I got my parallel rulers, which I use a lot. I got a headlamp. I got a handheld compass with a bubble inside. So I guess it's game over, but we'll keep using it until I buy a new one. This is what I use for drawing out my course and stuff, navigating. I got a JVC action camera, so it's waterproof. I got a radio. It's not bad. I mean, it kind of works, let's put it that way. If I have to talk to a ship or something, then it's good. But I find that the further away I go, then the less people hear me. So it's probably because I don't have an aerial at the top of the mast. My waterproof box, it takes phones and cameras and wallets and whatever must never get wet. I mean, theoretically we could capsize. I don't think we ever will, but it could happen, so then that stays dry. And when you open the hatch, a wave can jump in, so everything can get wet. But whatever's in that box always stays dry. I've got goggles so I can, if something happens under the boat or something, I can go down. They're swimming, but they're good goggles for looking around. I've got my gas cooker. I've got a bucket for bailing. Can be used as a head. I've got heavy weather gear. I've got everything I need. Except for more clothes. We got a lot of clothes. It's end of September now, it's getting cold, so we got a lot of gear. I got all my spare ropes. I got miles of rope over here. I got spare bungees for my backstays, headstay. I got brand new bungees, and I got 20 meters of rope, which can be either a sheet. It's enough for one sheet and one backstay or headstay. So that's all I need. So the 20 meters does the two. Then I've got thin stuff. This is for junk rig paddles. And there's a lot of stuff in here. Little lanyards and stuff. There's a lot of stuff. I've got my tools. This is all I carry really. So a knife, these pliers, whatever they're called, because they get big, they can catch any bolt, anything you want. A few screwdrivers, vice grip, and shifting spanner. Piece of wire that I found, so I just put it in the toolkit. Can always tie up something with a piece of wire. Rigging, spare rigging stuff, so I got spare cam cleats. I've got a double block, that's for sheets, and I've got this that can do halyard, it can do anything it wants. It's strong enough. I've got some spare bits over here. I've got spare shackles. I've got a small carabiner. I've got one of these omega things, whatever they're called. They hold the pipe. Let's call it the pipe. I've got some needle and thread over here, so thread and a needle, so I can, if anything tears and I need to fix up something, I can do that. I got super glue, which is that 3-second stuff. I got duct tape. I got epoxy. There's 100 grams of epoxy in here. There's gloves. There's mixing. There's little mixing pieces of wood for mixing. There's a small syringe in there so I can measure how much epoxy to put in. I've got cloth and I've got the scissors. That's in case I clonk into a rock somewhere, so I'll sail to the closest beach and I'll fiberglass up my boat. Here's some sandpaper rolled up, and I just put on a fiberglass patch and keep sailing. That's just so this boat is unsinkable because it's got a full bulkhead closing off the bow and another full bulkhead on the other side closing off that bow. So I suppose you can always keep sailing somehow and get to a beach, and then that's where you'll fix your boat. I got all the screws in the world, so there's millions of screws over here, all the sizes, bolts, nuts, all sizes, and I believe this I don't think I need more than that. That's just like whatever I thought I might need I took, you know. Got some spare elastic. That elastic is what holds the compass in place. And that's about everything we take. I got another light over here. Then we got some bags, like backpacks, small backpacks. And then inside there we got some electronics, you know, like telephones and batteries to charge telephones, and spare batteries here and there. And there's a lot of stuff on this boat, and this boat's heavy. It's a 1:7 beam length ratio, so it's a pretty slow Proa, but I do believe it easily does 6 knots. I'm happy with the speed. 4 knots we usually do very easily with all this stuff, and there's more stuff because we usually take more food and we usually take more stuff, but at the moment we're going home, so the boat's almost empty now. I mean food wise and water wise and stuff. Here's my hinges. These are my seatbelt hinges, best hinges in the world. I'm really happy with these guys. They've been here ever since I built this boat. This is the polyurethane acrylic 2-pack. This paint is tough. It's also on the bottom. All the rest of the boat is the white and orange is an acrylic. Just an outdoor acrylic. It's tough paint. It's real good. The boat's been primed with epoxy, 2-pack epoxy, and then this acrylic adheres to it very nicely, so there's good adhesion between the two. So and it's not budged, it's not moved. Neither is this bottom paint. It's like really strong. But this is a hard coating, whereas this is a soft coating. So I prefer on wood, on pure wood, I prefer using a softer coating, which is more flexible and cracks less. So the outdoor acrylic I use directly onto wood. So that's anchors, the masts, these little deck pieces, and so here and there I've got stuff that's varnished. Just whatever I had left in the workshop, I just use it all up. This boat's a prototype, so I've never attempted to make it like a real kind of perfect thing, you know. It's just been a work in process. It's been we've been upgrading and changing and testing, and so never really thought much about what looks like what, but I think it looks all good. I think it looks like a nice boat. Scaffold knot here and on the other side, and this is basically what's holding the mast. So the hole's drilled through, NBR rubber, and then this thing goes 3 times around, and it ends with a double fisherman. Anchor lashings to armor are tightened with wedges. This one's got to get banged in. Now I see. I'll bang it in before we go. That's basically the boat and it's a good cruiser. It's the junk rig works well even to windward. In a choppy, wavy Black Sea, I've had some difficulties with it. The shaking of the boat, it shakes the wind out of the junk, and junk rigs they lose power fast if you're not in the groove. They like to be in the groove, bang on. So that's a little bit of a problem, I assume. Okay, because I don't remember how Baby Mana sailed over here. My mono that was Bermuda rigged was more than 10 years ago, but she also used to battle. Like the waves over here are so ugly that even Baby Mana, I remember that she had a hard time. It's the rocking and rolling, and the wind, just the sails, they fill and they're empty, they fill, they're empty, they fill, they're empty. A boat can't go like that, you know. It's a hard sea, this one. Today it's like swimming pool. I'll be heading out soon. Here we are, this is Arapia Beach. Hanging out. It's a beautiful place. An amazing little bay. Caravan parks all around. Bars, restaurants, the whole works, and hotels. So basically, it's just it's a resort, I suppose. No, nobody lives here really. Winter, end of summer, winter's beginning, so it's all gonna get closed down now, and everybody's gonna go home to where they came from. Guys, make or break, Black Sea cruising, Balkan Shipyards.
Arrivo, coming in. Last sail. Make or break. Balkan Shipyards. The force is strong. Second reef. There's our dock. Downwind running.
The fresh breeze cools my sweat as I step on deck. It's a rough Black Sea, leaving port, green on red, sea ahead. As a bow rams into a wave, the spray bites cold into my skin. We become one, a man and his ship. The force is strong, the bond is life, trust is to the death. Time stops, dimensions change. The sea, it rules. We're at its mercy. Just a man and his ship. Just a ship and its man. Balkan Shipyards, guys. If you made it this far, guys, please hit that subscribe button, give us a like, give us a thumbs up. It's about promoting the Proa. It's about promoting the shunter. It's about bringing back shunters. Shunters belong not only to the past, they belong here and now into the future. People, give us a hand, subscribe, because YouTube's not giving us a hand because we're unmonetized. We don't make money off any adverts and stuff, so we are not supported, and the only way we will grow is if you give us a hand. Guys, keep shunting. All the best. The force is strong. May it be with you too. Balkan Shipyards.